6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Wow, my brother's on here. Look at that. There's my brother. Didn't even see that. Welcome. Welcome, brother. Welcome, family. You all are family on here. Good morning to you all. If you are new, and if you haven't been on here in a while, put your information, put where you're calling us from, and put your email in the chat. Tell us where you're calling us from. If you're new, put your email in the chat. We always like to meet new and amazing people on here. Top of the morning to you, Michelle. Good morning, Heather. Good morning to you all. Say good morning in the chat too when you're putting your information on there. We always love good mornings. We always love good mornings. Today's been a fun morning, a challenging morning, an exciting morning. As you can see behind me, Leo is really taking it to the next level. He just really is going. He's a go-getter. He is absolutely a go-getter. So good morning to you, Diane. Good morning to you. Prayers for you. Diane had hip surgery yesterday. So prayers for Diane and her hip surgery. I'm going to pray for Bethany and Karen with their family, with them. Prayers out to you all. Special prayers out to Rosario, who has some spine and a kidney disease. So for those of you with Rosario, please keep her in her prayers. She is going through a really challenging time. There's prayers left and right also. Just prayers for everybody on here. Prayers for everybody's health and safety and everything else that we got going on here today. So good morning to you all. Good morning to you. Thanks for putting some stuff in the chat. If you haven't said good morning yet, say good morning from us. If you haven't put your email on here, say good morning in that, because I got some things I'm going to be sharing with you that might get you excited, today. So my name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. And my life's going to be a little crazy for the next 3 weeks. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be calling you from all different areas, parts of the world. Heading to see my beautiful ladies, the people that just take care of me. They take care of the show. I am flying to the Philippines. I am flying to the Philippines this Saturday. Antoinette, I'm a little nervous. I'm just going to go. But I get to go see Jay and Rika. I'm very excited. If you haven't done a little donation, $25 to help their care. This is the first time that we've brought it up together. If you haven't donated $25 or $50 for their pets, we're going to literally, you will see pictures of it. We are going to put some money towards the animal hospitals for them, for their shelters. There's something holds dear to them. Even if you don't like animals, I'll just give them a little appreciation for Jay and Rika for being here every single day for 255 days a year that they are with me no matter what. So Jay, if you can put that in the chat, if you find some love, some heart to you, just for caring about Jay and Rika, and if you do have animals close to you, we really appreciate that from donating to them. So let us get into the affirmation, and then I'm going to get into 7 points I have for you all today. 7 points that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I joke around about it because I say it's messy, because we're going to talk about the mud and being messy and how we overcome that today. So let us all say it together here. Get yourself off of mute. Get yourself off of mute, everybody. You know how Chad and I like to do it. We want to hear your friendly voices. We want to hear everything that you got, that you feel it, touch it, and really with conviction. So on the count of 3, let's all say it together on the screen. 1, 2, and 3. Something good
is going to happen to me.
Something good is
Good is going to happen through me.
Happen to me.
I love it. I love it. It's just like music here and I always try to I'm like, whose voice is that? That's a new voice. Whose voice is that? If this is your first time being on here, put a 1 in the chat. That's your first time being. If you haven't been on here in about a month and you're back to us, put a 1 in the chat as well. Let's see some of our family. We really enjoy being able to see our new shining faces, to being able to that are on here. Gonna be sharing some news later today on Nashville. The big news is going to be coming out today. We got some things pretty much lined up for what we want. So we're excited about the January Real Estate Success Summit. We're going to be announcing that today. I'm also going to be announcing something special I'm doing for 20 real estate agents for the next 3 months. Something special I'm going to be doing for you all on that. And those are all my, see, I have my notes all. I got to make sure I have my notes because I'll forget. I will forget. So I'm going to go into today's message. And Jay, if you could pull up for me the verse that I have here with our good old oxen. For those of you who take notes, this is one that I really resonated with me. I heard it a couple days ago, last week, to be honest with you. And I did a post on Facebook, and it's from Proverbs chapter 14, verse 4. All right. And it says, where there are no oxen, the manger is empty. But from the strength of an ox comes abundant harvests. So I'm going to break this down here. I'm going to break this down for us. And thank you, Jay. See, we can, your manger all. Okay. Let me just, to make this is in life, when I broke this down, is that you have to have a mess. We call it the dirt. I don't know about you all, but I worked on a farm. My brother worked on a farm. We worked on a farm. We're in upstate New York, and I worked in a dairy farm, Steve. And when I worked on this dairy farm, if you can only imagine, I forgot who the lady was. She just was a figure, the manure of what we're in. And I was in that. I was in manure up to my waist. I've had more SHIT all over me. I milked dairy cows. I did that when I was 12 years old. If you want to hear my story and what I did and where I started to learn about myself, was working on this dairy farm. But for those of you, Jennifer knows a farm. She works on a farm. But a farm is messy. A farm is not the cleanest place in the world. Dirt, we hear many times, is a place where you have to plant a what? A seed. And that seed needs to be buried. And it needs to have that darkness. It needs to have that dirt. It needs to have that. So if you want to grow, you have to use the resources and you have to get uncomfortable and you got to allow that in your life. And in the case here of Proverbs, it says you got to allow that in your manger and you got to allow that to come in. And some of us are scared to do that because it's a shit show and it's a mess. Let's just call it how it is. And it's just not I don't know. That's a really hard decision. That's going to make me feel uncomfortable. No joke, all. I went to go for my yearly physical yesterday. This just tells you the type of weirdo I am. My doctors tell me all this stuff, right? And I said to him, he was telling me about a book to read, and we were in alignment with many different things. And so my doctor, I invited him 2 years ago to the show. And he's just yeah, I feel that I need to be kind of I like doing it in this room here when I'm with my patients. I looked at him. I said, you know what your problem is? You don't want to be uncomfortable. And he looked at me kind of did you just tell a doctor that I'm uncomfortable? And I looked at and I was just I said I said, yeah, I said that to you, doctor. I said, you don't like to be uncomfortable because in this case here, your manger is your office space, is the doctor's office. Where you feel uncomfortable is coming onto a Facebook Live, into a Zoom Live. And some of you here today, you know exactly what it is that you're thinking in your head, that you like your manger clean. but it's not getting where you need to grow. And you need to allow that ox, you need to allow that dirt, you need to allow that mess to come into your life, because that is where it's going to grow. Because here's the thing. That ox is going to go where eventually? And if you saw my picture, you would see it, but eventually he's going to go into the garden. It's going to go into the fields. And back in the day, that is how they harvested, and that's how they plowed their fields, because what were they planting? Seeds. And without that ox, they wouldn't be able to till, they wouldn't be able to cultivate, they wouldn't be able to do it, but they needed the strength of the ox. And they would take that ox and they would bring it into the field, and they would bring it back into the manger, and then there was some dirt. So when I tell you the first thing is the meaning of the mess is you gotta allow the uncomfort. Which brings me to number 2. My second point is progress comes with the process. Progress comes with the process, and the process is the mess. The process is the ill feelings. The process is the things that just really aren't making you feel good. But that is where the ox has to use its strength to be able to help you cultivate the field. That is where the seeds are planted. How many of you have heard about the sowing of the seeds with the farmer? I could tell you this, that if you don't plant the seeds, your chances of harvesting in the fall are pretty nil. They're not going to happen. And you're going to go to your fields and you're like, what the hell's going on here? So number 3, I'm going to pivot a little bit because I want us to get a little understanding of another story that I was hearing in this. And number 3 says mercy in the mud. See, when we talk about the mess and the mud and everything else here, Mario, it's important to understand that this mud and this mess that you might be in or going in is essential. And then there's this Bible verse. It's actually in John chapter 8. How many of us know the story where the woman was brought to the center of the ring, the center of like the field, the courtyard, which was dirt, because she committed adultery? And everybody wanted to stone her, and everybody wanted to accuse her. And boy, did we not have any problems going into telling her what she was doing wrong. And so they literally drag her into this courtyard, and they say to Jesus, "Yo," I like to say it in our terms over here. "Hey, God, I need you over here. Could you do you mind? There's a situation in the courtyard, and we need you just to validate what we got going on here." So I could see him being like, okay, he goes out there. Like he already knows what's going to take place. But I remember hearing the story. I was like, how's he going to get out of this one? Now he's got a bunch of people around him. Everybody's accusing him. I mean, she did wrong. And this is what he does. Imagine there's a big circle. He enters there. She's in the middle. And he goes to her. And it says in the verse, he says, I walked to her, and he knelt down to her level and draws into the dirt and picks up the stone and looks around and says, you know what? She did wrong. So this is what we'll do. Anybody around here, if you've never sinned before, then go ahead and throw a stone at her. If you've never done anything wrong in your entire life, then hap at it, and you go ahead and you do your thing that you feel that you need to do. But the second part of it is so important. And this is something I want you guys to lean into. See, when God went to go see her and Jesus kneeled down, he did what? He went down to her level. He didn't say, hey, you, come on up over here. Get yourself together, clean yourself up, and then come over to me. See, some of us are procrastinating greatness because we're waiting for perfection. We're waiting for ourselves to be, I got to get my business cards. I got to get my website. I got to get all my stuff together and then hear me roar. I got to go to reconciliation. I got to go read the Bible. I got to go do this before I can have a conversation with God. I got to get my house cleaned up. I got to get my kids in order. We come up with excuse after excuse. And here's the thing, God will meet you where you are, all. If you decide to allow yourself. Now, here's the thing. With this miracle that took place, this story that took place, Jackie, this lady, this woman, she didn't come to the courtyard herself. Oh, now did she? Somebody brought her. Today, I want you to open up your eyes that somebody's bringing you to the courthouse. And you might be fighting it for whatever reason, because you're scared. You got fear inside of you, Tamara. You got something in deep inside of you, Amy, that is just uncomfortable and it's making you feel a little bit different. I've never done this before. And so I want you to really focus today and lean into those people that are around you today. Those conversations that maybe God's sharing with you. And for those of you that are my prayerful people on here, I always say praying is talking to God, meditating is listening to God. And you might just need to do a little bit more meditating than praying. Because sometimes we think we put ourselves out there and we keep talking out here, but I'm praying, Jill. Paul, I am praying. And he's like, could you just shut up for a minute? Could you just listen, for crying out loud? I got to tell you something. Or like Robin earlier today, somebody was telling her something and she didn't like it. She didn't like what people were whispering in her ear, saying that she was doing her door knocking wrong. How many of you, somebody's giving you a different perspective and you're tuning them out because your ego is getting in your way? That you think you got it all figured out. The next one I have is purpose over perfection. I think even somebody else said it on here. Oh, Brent says progress over perfection. Over here, purpose, my boy Chad Free, purpose over perfection. And I think we talk about this, Chad, with Coach Burt. Stop judging somebody's chapter 10 when you're on chapter 4. We love to judge. We see it on social media. Then we're like, oh gosh, that's what I want to do. I need to do that. This person's doing that. I wrote down this. It says, stop comparing your behind the scenes to somebody else's highlight reel. Chapter 2. I knew it. I knew, Chad. It was chapter 2. Some of us are, and we use social media as this. So all my social media gurus, listen into this, because one of the things that I'm doing is, and if you're interested in this, I'm going to kind of do a 2-part segue here, because the social media thing, and I love Justine to death because Justine is huge in the social media. Many of you are big into social media, but I'm a very big believer that you got to get back to the basics right now in your business. You got to get back in the basics on your foundations. You got to get back to the basics on your beliefs. You got to get back to your foundations on your values and who's in your environment. I think we all need to do self-audit. And I've been doing an audit myself on who's in my environment and what that looks like. But we're comparing ourselves to so many other people out there, and the social media platform allows us to be able to do that. Well, this person has this, and this person has this, and blah, 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 blah. And we have to understand, as Chad Free likes to say, we have to understand what our purpose is and the gift that God gave us and how we want to move forward in that and what that looks like and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to move forward into our day. And spending the energy that grows us and not compares us, because that's a waste of time. And so when I hear people in this, I write this down, Earl Nightingale. I've been talking more about him because he's really true in the basics in your business. And for those of you trying to sell something, for those of you trying to grow your real estate business, for trying to grow whatever entrepreneurship business you have, you need to understand that you have to get back to the basics. And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm going to teach 20 real estate agents. I'm going to interview each and every one of you. You got to interview through the process because I'm going to do it for free. There's 20 of you. If somebody on here is interested, and maybe you're like, oh, I don't sell real estate. Well, I'll freaking sell whatever it is that you want to sell. I was talking to a really good friend of mine, Brian Sheehan, and he sells fitness equipment. I was like, I said, if I can sell beer at a brewery, if I can help somebody sell caskets in a funeral parlor, I could sell pretty much anything because I know what to say and the basics that go with it. If you're interested in that, I want you to put your email in the chat here. I can only take 20, but I'm going to freaking put the basics inside of you to be able to crush your 26. Because there's a purpose that God put inside of me when he planted this inside of me. He was just like, I need you to help other people. And it was a message in the gospel 3 weeks ago where he said when God was telling Jesus to come to he was telling the rich man to come help the poor people. And the rich man said, the poor people? I haven't seen any poor people. And that's because you've allowed the poor people to blend into your landscape. And what happens is in these situations is we allow these distractions and we allow these things to be part of our normal landscape in life. We go to our social media, we go to our Instagram. How many of us, that's the first thing we pick up on our phone when we wake up in the morning? That's the first thing we do. And we're just like, huh. And then we get distracted and then we're off sync. And we don't have any purpose driven into it. So when Chad talks about this all, when he speaks, I take notes. And you know how many times I've heard Chad Free talk? And I'm still taking notes because I ask myself, what's my purpose? And I'm blessed and thankful on how many real estate agents and entrepreneurs I talk to be like, you know what? I could help out a little bit more. I'm doing what I'm already doing. And so, I don't know, at first I had some crazy numbers in my head, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to take 20 agents. I'm going to interview each one of them. I'm going to ask you a set of questions because there are some rules and regulations with it. And I'm going to see if they're all in. I'm going to see if I can pull you from the landscape that I'm a part of and see if I can transform your business like I've helped other people. When I spoke on a program last week, I don't know, there's over 900 people. And I've been blessed to become an elite agent twice in 9 months. Why? Because my purpose changed. I got pissed, to be honest with you. And I was like, you know what? I'm changing my landscape. I'm changing what I'm doing. And that got me in the top 3% of my company all in sales. Because I just want to become a badass at selling. Let's just call it how it is. How many of you, just put a BA in the chat, that you want to grow your purpose, you want to grow yourself, you're tired of living the way you're living, you want to take it to the next level, you're tired of hearing about the fourth quarter, you're tired of hearing about the holidays, you're tired of hearing all this nonsense, you're just tired of being tired. Put BA in there because you just like, you know what, I do want to become a badass. I do want to take it to the next level, and I just trying to figure it out. At least there's at least a couple BAs in here. It makes me feel a little bit better. But that's how I got. And I did something to it. So if I'm speaking to you, because maybe some of you were a little nervous and you didn't put your email in there, here's an opportunity for you. Because I wanted to do that. I was scared to death to do Key West. Scared out of my mind. And how many of you put a Key West in the chat? If you had the most amazing time, it changed your life when you went to Key West, put Key West in there in the chat. And then I'm nervous now because I'm doubling the amount of people to come to Nashville. And so what I did was I got in the right environment. I said, Jim, I need you, brother. So Jim Morris, not only, this is how it works all. Not only did Jim and I go into a manger into our business and frickin' make a mess, I said, Jim, do you think you want to come on all in on me and be on board? And he's an amazing person, all. And how many of you have been hearing more and more about Jim Morris? And he's like, you know what? I'm all in. And he left his real estate company all and joined me. That's how much all in he decided to be. And we're freaking going to have an amazing Nashville event. The biggest news that I have to tell you all is I had to change the dates. I did have to change the dates. So for those of you who already bought your tickets, because we've already sold 37 tickets already, I did have to change the dates because the lineup and how it is. So the dates now for Nashville, for those of you interested in coming, Jay put it in the chat that I got to change the dates because I need to make sure that we can do our VIP welcome party suite at the Nashville Predators hockey. So that is now official. We will be doing a hockey we'll be going to a hockey game, and it will be January 11th. So it's the same week. It's just going to be early in the week. So January 11th, 12th, and 13th. We got 120 agents who are going to be with us. So it'll be January 11th, 12th, and 13th. The hotel we will be staying at is a brand new hotel, all inclusive, with so many cool things. It's going to have a full kitchen for you all. It's going to have a couch, a living room, and I had to negotiate damn parking. Where's Jim? Nashville parking's horrendous. But we negotiated some parking. We negotiated some fees because I just want a one and done fee. So guess what? All your tickets, I know Key West was a little expensive. Under $200, all under $200 for the rooms, or $188. I got the rooms at for a full kitchen, and I asked for more queen beds because a lot of us like to have sleeping buddies to help with the cost. Flights all are less than $200. Hotel rooms are less than $200. So that's gonna be cool. We got guys, we got people coming. We're bringing music to the event too. We got some special bands coming to the event. The VIP ticket will get you into the VIP on Monday for the hockey game, your breakfast, your lunch, the happy hour. We're doing a special speakers edition. We are also doing Justine speaking, Christian speaking. We got over 15 speakers that are coming. Kendra Cook, Chad Free, Rebecca. I got a special person I'm not going to release out quite yet for those of you interested in it, but we got 15 speakers. We're going to have social media, artificial intelligence. Drew's coming back. And we're going to do classroom style where we're going to have a rotation where we're going to do breakout rooms so you guys can get tactical, you guys can get intimate, and you can guys, I want you to walk away like freaking, this was the biggest badass freaking event that you ever been to. Okay. I got freaking people do, you know, those drummers that play on that play on like those 5 gallon bucket type of things. I met them on the street when I was in Nashville. I was like, Jim, we need these people. We need to get these boys over here. We got them coming in. It's going to be crazy, y'all. I'm so excited because it's all about experience. So if you guys want this, Jay, put it in the chat. Make sure you got the dates. It's going to go all the way to Wednesday. It's going to go all the way to Tuesday evening, all. Okay. So we got room blocks set up for you the weekend before. So you come Friday. If you want to hit Nashville, you want to stay a couple more days after, you can. Those prices stay the same. I told them don't even change those prices outside of my event. So they keep in the same price too for the hotel room. So all these things coming at you. Jim Morris is going to be speaking. Hell, guys, I wanted to share this all with you so that way you can get it. We will have it on the website. Jay will be putting it all out there. It's 8:47. I know I went over. Guys, if you got something out of today, if you guys got something out of today, I want the tickets cheaper. Look at Paul. No, Paul, the tickets are not cheaper. They're still the same price. They're still the same price. So come online, take a look at it. They are still early bird discount. The early bird discount, they will go up $150 right now. I think they're $400 for general admission, $550 for VIP. So it is a commitment all because I'm going to give you everything I possibly can. And for those of you that have been to my events already, you know I'm all in on them. We got a lot of cool things taking place. So we will get that information. Can we please email you, Jen? Yes, we can. We'll make sure we get everything for you. Click the link also. That way it saves it on your phone. So that way you have it, copy, paste it. If you got something out of today, put a 5 in the chat. If you got something out of today, if you didn't, just put a 5 in the chat to make me feel good. Put a 5 in the chat to make me feel good. Or if you got something out of today, put it in the chat for us all. Guys, I will be with you next Tuesday, but I will be in the Philippines. So it will be 9 o'clock, 8:15 at night. But me and the girls will be with you live at our beach house that we got in the Philippines at Boracay Island. They've never been there. Hell, I've never been there, but really excited. So thank you guys all. God bless you. Have a phenomenal day. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 8:15. I don't know who's speaking, but we'll figure out who's speaking. I think it's Rebecca. I think Rebecca's speaking tomorrow. So I believe it is because it's the third Wednesday. Guys, God bless you, Steve. Thank you so much. Till then, see ya.